for now, we shift focus and we talk about some stuff that will excite you, some stuff that you can do to improve your immediate surroundings, right? And to help us through this conversation is Selom, the dream maker. Selom, happy Valentine's Day. How did you celebrate the day?
I was working.
I feel like whenever there's a holiday and we ask Selom, how did you celebrate it? I was working.
Yeah, but that wasn't the response I was looking for too.
Nothing really. Today is Saturday. I'm supposed to be. I mean, at least let me enjoy Valentine in bed.
You know, I'll put you in the Valentine mood. I got a little
really
wine for you, so
I'm up for it.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully you can use this as a way to get over your lack of activity. Let me be clear. Were you busy with work or you were gnashing? You have to. You're not gnashing.
You're not a nice
I'll answer later.
You answered our letter.
You're not a nice person, Duncan.
That's completely fine. Wow. What do you have for us today?
Before then, happy Valentine.
Oh.
Wait, that's mine.
This is for her.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So
Thank
grateful.
you.
You know. Yeah. I appreciate it. You know, I'm currently reading a book on leadership right now.
Read.
And to add this to it is confirmation
Read
that
no,
I'll read it.
I will read.
I'll read it. You know, like I was saying, I'm reading a
carry.
book on leadership by Alex Ferguson.
Okay.
Alex Ferguson is a former Manchester United coach. Yeah. After his football career, he went to now teach in Harvard, you know, as a experienced something professor. So to also bring another book on leadership is just confirmation that, you know, I'm on the right path, right? So thank you so much for this lovely gift.
I think I promised this long time ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah. At least finally.
It has been delivered.
Finally.
Amazing.
Thank you.
What are we discussing today?
Today we are looking at the kitchen space. We're going to discuss a lot about worktops, countertops, and materials, and how to make a good selection.
Okay.
What options are available, and how do you choose the best option for your kitchen? Basically.
Your countertops. So what do we have going on? I see some, is it granite?
Okay, so these are various stone materials, right? These are stone materials, and options, right? That's not to say these are the only options available for worktops.
Right.
Right. I could open if you can. These are all designs available.
And heavy.
Very, very. These are even samples. Maybe this one will do. This is a
this is the actual countertop.
These are samples. This is an actual. This is how the stone actually looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
And how different are these from the materials used in making tiles?
So tiles are mostly made with different materials. Most of the time, porcelain, right? Most of the time, porcelain. And these are, for instance, granite is actually, natural stone, as compared to what you have. What you have is quartz.
Wow, it's very heavy.
Yes, granite is made actually natural, purely natural stone. This has a little bit of artificial element in it. Quartz usually has not entirely, about 90–80% natural. The rest are a little bit of resin, glue, some other artificial materials in here as well. So most of the time, porcelain also is purely artificial. You get it? Porcelain, which is usually for tiles, is purely artificial. So this actually makes the difference. This, you can see, is purely natural. Hence, the designs are usually a little bit organic, right? If you look at almost all the granite designs and patterns, they resemble a lot more of stone, natural stone, right? Because it's purely not engineered. You get it? Anyway.
So how do you know which material is right? How do you choose that I want granite, or I want quartz, or I want...
Anyway, so first of all, apart from these stones, right, there are various other options available. There's wood.
Okay.
solid wood, pure wood, right?
But I'm
Those
thinking
are-
wood in the kitchen.
I mean, sometimes you want to be down depending on what you're looking for.
Right,
Right.
the
And then
cost.
even your style,
Okay.
the cost involved, and all those things, right? First of all, let's look at you want to consider what goes on in your kitchen, right? Maybe your kitchen is extremely busy. It's a family kitchen with lots of people at the same time, or probably you don't really have so many people in the kitchen using the kitchen, so you don't really mind. Do you get it? A lot of some of the requirements. So you want to consider what is your kitchen type? What goes on in your kitchen? Are you alone? Do you have a large family? Do you usually cook very often? What type of meals do you cook most often? Right? You also want to consider your budget because all these options come at different costs. Which one can you afford? And then also you want to look at the maintenance levels. They all come, all these different types of stones and even the wood materials, etc., have various maintenance levels. Some are extremely highly maintenance, right? Some also, for instance, granite is very low maintenance, right? Also, it's one of the most durable and very strongest stones, right? Because it's natural. Again, it costs. Do you get it? It costs. Wood is not extremely, wood is not so, wood is highly maintenance. You need to be polishing and sandpapering it because one, it is not scratch resistance.
Yeah.
Wood is not, so wood takes a lot of scratch from time to time. So every now and then you should be prepared to be either sanding it. The good thing about wood is, you can easily repair it. After scratches and stains, you just need to sand it for a while and then probably repolish it and then regain the look. You get it? As compared to the other stones, which are mostly not like that. You get it? However, wood is, look, not so costly as compared to some of the stones, right? So you want to consider all these. Even sometimes, you also look at the style, your design style. Are you more of a farmhouse person? Do you like a contemporary kitchen? Do you want your kitchen to look very minimal? You want to consider all the, because talk of granite, right? Granite, because of its nature, has a lot of detailed and heavy patterns. Granite is one of the stones you don't get anything minimal. Yes, so if you are somebody who doesn't really like a lot of detailed patterns, you don't really like anything too busy, then this is not your.
This one probably.
Quartz is the best option when it comes to those things. If you want minimal designs, most of the quartz styles are usually very minimal, entirely white, not too patterned. Yeah, so if you want something like that, then you have to consider all these things before making any decision when it comes to worktops. Yeah.
But are they only suitable for kitchen use, or you can use them for other parts of the house?
Yes, you can use them. So now these days, these stones have become second to none options for even floorings. Yes, I've actually completed projects that the entire flooring were granite.
Oh wow.
Yes, we didn't use tiles. It can be used for bathroom vanities instead of wooden cabinets. We can use any of these stones for your preference. Because wood also, because of water and yes, its porosity, sometimes you want to, just that it costs. These stones could be used for detailed walls as well if you want a feature wall. Maybe most people tend to like marble a lot because of its designs. So you want to use marble for maybe a feature wall here and there. Those are, let me say, it's you see all these marble sheets going on here and there. People are using for TV. All the designs are gotten from marble stone because people can't afford it. So let's just make another option. So
talking about the affordability, I wanted you to also come to the conversation around the cost of it, right? Talk to us about how expensive or otherwise it is compared to other options available. And was talking about using wood in the kitchen, which a lot of people don't usually would want to do because of fire and what have you, right? So how expensive is it to use any of these options available?
Okay, talk of wood. Wood is quite expensive. Solid wood. I'm not talking about engineered wood. How do you call it? All those formica and whatever. Wood is very expensive, and it entails a lot of work. It goes through lots of processes to get the final outcome, so it's very expensive. However, as compared to a stone like this, right? Even this now, this is one of the newest options on board now.
like
This is called
that.
Decton. This is porcelain composite. This is one of the most expensive stones, right?
It looks very nice.
It is. I mean, same as this too. This is also Decton.
Oh, this is
Yes, this is purely artificial, but it's very strong. One of the strongest, even sometimes. So, maybe I should say on a scale of 1 to 10, granite is probably some of the most expensive, around maybe 7, 8 thereabout. These two, the Decton is currently, I think, the most expensive on the market now, right? And sometimes, depending on where you are buying it from, could cost, and they are usually sold in square meters. Right, yes.
That's expensive. Even hearing that, that's expensive.
So sometimes $200 per square meter, sometimes $150, $250 per square meter. So depending on the size of whatever space you are putting them, right? If it's just for the island top, for instance, I mean, that's quite a small space. Or are you looking at the entire kitchen countertop, which means a little bigger? Or you are looking at the entire flooring of the house.
Wow. Per square meter.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
It is. But then come to think of it, these are mostly entirely permanent.
Okay.
Do you get it? You are likely never going to change them. Except that sometimes some of the stones are not all of them are stain resistant. Some are porous. For instance, granite is a little porous, which means it absorbs water after a while. So if you have water pour in it and you don't clean it instantly, after a while it absorbs it, and if you don't take care, it leaves a mark. Do you get it? It leaves a mark on it, which, I mean, although it can be treated after a while, there are chemicals and sealants you can use to easily erase some of these things after a while. So think about maybe your budget. All these things should come into place. And where do you really prioritize your kitchen that much? Do you get it? You want to consider those things and then come to a conclusion whether you are ready to make this kind of investment.
It's interesting you talk about that, because I was about marks and dents and the likes. Because I wanted to ask you about the cleaning bit of it, right? How difficult it is or otherwise compared to other options available. Because to keep the polish in a very pristine condition, my wild guess is that you need certain, cleaning agents or probably detergents to keep it still looking very polished and still looking very shiny, right? So as to keep its really nice look and feel. Just briefly talk to us about how to maintain it and then how to clean it.
Yeah.
Or maybe I guess it's the same, right? Its maintenance probably is clean.
Most likely, yes. So again, you also want to, I'm sure you can see these two have different finishes, right?
Yeah.
One looks very matte, the other one is quite glossy, right? In most cases, even on floorings, polished surfaces are usually very easy to maintain, very easy to clean, right? You just need to wipe them off. The matte ones are usually the ones that takes a lot of effort, right? Anything that has a rough surface, right, is very high maintenance, and most of the time easily absorbs. It's porous and not stain resistant. Do you get it? So I mean, sometimes one of the easiest ones, once you have any stain, either water or especially wine, oil, most of the time try and wipe it off as soon as possible.
Right.
Do not leave it for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. If you try and leave it, mostly if you leave it for a longer time, that is when you get some of these stains. Yes, for a longer time. Quartz, on the other hand, is usually, I think, amongst them is one of the only ones that are stain resistant.
Okay.
Quartz is not porous. I mean, it's not porous, so it doesn't really absorb any liquid, and it's not stained actually. Quartz doesn't really have that kind of water. So again, sometimes have schedule. I mean, timely maintenance. Either you can do it yourself or bring a professional to help you do some of these things. There are chemicals, there are sealants that can be used to polish them. Sometimes you just spray them, just like we have glass cleaner, right? You just spray them on the surface and then wipe them from time to time. It brings back the polish, right? It brings back the polish and to get you the new look as of. So maybe annually.
Is that terrazzo?
It's not.
It looks like it.
So actually the design
Yeah.
is gotten from terrazzo, but it's not terrazzo. It's actually stone. It's artificial. This is quartz.
Because terrazzo then have to feel rough, right?
Yes. Yes. So they got the design. You know, back then terrazzo used to be one of the
Yeah.
yes. I mean, high profile. Any high profile home you go, you see something terrazzo. Either the entire building is. So again, designers of stone decided to bring back the idea now. So in a different form.
Right.
Yes, in a different form. So this is purely laminate. I mean, so with how do you call it? Some acrylic and porcelain composite mixed together to achieve this.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. I don't know. I don't know if there's any other thing to add, but I think that it's quite spot on.
Yeah.
Except that the price is quite on the high. But even that, it's your pocket, right? But maybe just finally before you go, a professional advice on how and the best practices, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, at what point in the building phase do you say, let's do this? Or is it the last thing you do when you're building? Or, you know, maybe just briefly, when best to decide that this is now the time to install these polished surfaces in whichever part of your building you'd want to?
Anyway, I think before you start building or even right along the process, you definitely have an idea of how much you want to spend on the entire project, right? So, like I said, a lot of these things, these decisions are arrived at most of the time during the finishing phase of the entire construction. That is when you are choosing surfaces and textures and all these flooring materials, right? At that stage, at least, you should be able to determine where do I fall or what is my budget. These entirely are either per your budget or your preference. Do you have a high taste or do you have a high budget?
It's interesting because I was asking because, you know, sometimes if you do some of these finishing before maybe some plastering works here and there, then the
has to be taken down.
yeah, not even like so sometimes it will have to be taken down, and also sometimes to the spillover from other work can just deface it.
So,
you know, that's why I wanted you to situate it properly for us.
So this, for instance, let's say we are looking at just a kitchen, right? By the time the cabinets are coming in, right, on the finishing stage, we need to make sure that all the dirty work from plastering to painting to or anything that's going to bring either dust or dirt or whatever stains are done. Yes. See, you get it. So before the kitchen cabinet comes in, painting has been done.
Yeah.
Plastering, I mean, anything that's going to bring dust, paint, stains, whatever, should be completed
Done before
the
this.
cabinets come in.
Yeah.
And then after the cabinets come in, this is the last thing that is installed. You get it? So this comes in after the cabinets have been installed, and then the professional or the cutter comes in to read measure again, and then go back and then cut it and then fabricate to come and install. So this, I mean, in the kitchen is the last stage actually.
Yes, so that's what I wanted to find out. Well, Salam, thank you so much.
Sure.
I'm sure somebody's watching right now and is interested in having you, you know, come install this for them.
Come for kitchen cabinets, your kitchens, your flooring. Please, mind you, you can use this for your flooring, bathrooms.
Anyway,
At $200 per
square meter. Where can they find you?
So just come to our office at Ajuringano or look for us on social media at Salom Dreammaker or Ascento Project on Instagram or just call us 020-888-2722. Yes, I mean, anyway, just inbox me on Instagram, I'll respond, or just call us. Yeah.
Salom, thank you so much.
Sure.
You've learnt a lot. This is heavy.
Very, very.
Hold it.
I can
very
imagine.
It's lovely as well. So if you have some dollars to spend, that's it. And thank you for our book. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I can't wait to read it. The Lights We Carry.